Good evening, Central Indiana, and welcome to JTH Construction Studio, where tonight is week number 4 of our 4-week series on the Morgan County Fair. We will get to that momentarily. Let me thank my sponsors real quick. Once again, we are live at JTH Construction Studio. Get a hold of Joe for all your construction needs, 765-913-8599. American Basement Solutions, Mr. Larry Ralph Sr., 1-877-409-2837. Fathom Real Estate with Teresa Messmer, 765-341-8911. Wellspring, this is Bob Goodrum's group, 765-346-6661. The Yard Barber, get a hold of Andrew Payton at 765-318-4108. Wayman's Furniture Appliance and Mattress, give Mark a call at 765-342-4339. Livewire, that's Tommy Walls' group. Electrical Consulting, 765-792-4012. Stead's Comfort System, give Caleb Stead a call at 765-346-0195. Logan's Cosmos, 765-318-3388. Let's not forget our gals down at Hometown Nutrition, protein shakes, iced coffee, boosted teas, and smoothies, 765-315-0738. That's all I got for now. And we're going to talk fair one more time before it gets there. Patty Wood, how you doing, dear?
Fine, thank you. Thank you for having me on tonight.
It's an honor to have you. You were just telling me off air. Tell the audience, how long you been involved with Morgan County Fair?
34 years.
That's a very long time.
Feels like a lifetime.
And some big changes this year, probably for the first time ever.
Yes, this will be the first time ever that we will have our fair over and wrapped up before August gets here. We've always been the last county fair before state fair started. And years ago, that's exactly the way it was.
Right.
And State Fair has encompassed a lot more weekends now. So therefore, we're just trying to figure this one out. And I think we hopefully hit a home run.
I like it. I think it's going to take some getting used to having 4th of July on Monday and the fair on Friday.
Yeah.
Or Tuesday, actually, now. Tuesday, Monday.
Yeah. And there may be, some differences in food, not necessarily our food court, but, with different things that you'll see at the fair because things won't be ready yet.
Right. So, yeah. Gardens are still growing and things like that. So
it'll be a little different.
You have a lot of information for us tonight, don't you?
I do.
I'm just going to turn it over to you,
okay.
And then I'll think of some silly questions to ask.
All right, thank you. Well, most of you, I think, are familiar with our food court. It's a U-shaped.
Very familiar with your food court.
And we have heard from many, many county fairs that ours is, one of the best as far as community food. There are a lot that have just discontinued the community food.
Really?
And so whatever carnival is coming in, then they bring the wagons. And of course, our carnival brings wagons as well, but we have restrictions. They can't be X amount of feet close to us and so on and so forth. And we work well together. Right. So we've never had a problem. But a lot of them just, maybe they have one community building that, they have someone that attends to that. But we're just really excited about the fact that we have, over all these years, have been able to continue to have 10 food stands in this U-shape that are all delicious food.
Yes.
And the fact that since it's in a U-shape and we have all the picnic tables and everything, if you come into that and someone wants tacos and someone else wants a pork burger and someone else wants lemonade and someone, whatever, you go get what you want wherever you want. Right. And then you come back and sit down. It does not matter to us where you sit. It gives you an option
every night of the week, though, too.
Oh, it does. It does.
Not that I've done that, but it does.
Yeah. And I was asked years ago, actually, just like State Fair does, they actually have one provider of soda, and we do not do that. I said, no, I don't want to do that because we have people that like both, whether it's Pepsi, Coke, whatever. And I said, we want to be able to, serve our population with whichever drink they prefer.
Right.
So we keep the options open. I also make sure that my main job is just to keep everything running tight ship so that we're abiding by all the proper rules and regulations. And we've never had a problem with that, not one, as far as, our food and so on and so forth, for, like Board of Health, that type thing.
Right.
We've always been in great shape. so everyone can come out and enjoy the food. We take credit cards now, have for several years,
Yep.
so that makes it great. So someone can just, put that dinner on their credit card and don't have to worry about having change in their pocket.
I think it's fantastic, and if you look back over time, started out as tents.
Oh,
the
yes. Oh, I remember
sawdust floors.
Lafayette Tent and Awning.
Yes.
Came down, provided tents.
Yes, and now it's progressed over time to where you've got brick and mortar buildings.
Right. And speaking of those were all built by the individual organization
Really?
that is in. I mean, those were not built by the fair. And they become property of the fair after they're built, but the fair takes on the insurance risk.
Sure.
And so on and so forth. But they build the buildings, and if they want to renovate the buildings, then they just get permission to do whatever they would like to do. If it's within the square footage of what they already have, it's never a problem. But if they wanted to add 4 or 5 feet, it's just got to go before the board.
Right.
And, we try to, and so they're always trying to repaint or do something. I mean,
the upkeep's marvelous, though. They look fresh and new every
they
year. They roll
do.
around.
And Taco Building, they have extended their work area this year. It's not taking away from where they eat, but they have made some, innovations there so that they can not have to cook outside under a tent to cook some of the meat. They can bring that inside. So it's They do a great job. So actually, I just like to start out with, I'll go just around the U shape.
Go right ahead.
And
I've eaten at every one of them. So
Green Township Fire Department, they're on the end, that red and black building. They have the lemonades, always have.
Lemon Jacobs.
And they're super. And so then after that, we have the Martinsville. I call it kind of like the Martinsville building. Years ago, that was actually built by, that's why I tried to keep it within the Martinsville school system. It was actually built by the band and orchestra. I mean, they had someone from the high school that did that. And so therefore, when we've had a situation where, well, maybe the band decided they didn't want to do it anymore, I said, well, let's please keep it within Martinsville School. So they have helped tremendously in accomplishing that. And so the orchestra is doing it this year. And they are going to do a great job with, they're adding some things too. Of course, I'm sure you're familiar with Tiny's Pizza from years ago.
Yes.
He provided them with the sauce. So that sauce,
this is going to be on the subs and the pizza.
They don't have pizza. They just have the Stroms. But it's they do have Tiny sauce, so they have his recipe.
That's trouble.
That they use.
That's trouble.
And then this year they're going to add some popsicles and just some other things for some pretzels, and so they'll just go ahead and do maybe some cotton candy if
Perfect
they get
food,
some
fair food.
Yeah. So they're just going to do that. And then next to them, we have Tri Kappa.
Yep.
And they make such delicious grilled cheese sandwiches.
You're making me hungry.
Every kind of grilled
Friday
cheese
night,
sandwich you would want.
Yes.
And so, and next to them, then we have Morgantown Fire Department. It's time for ice cream. And that's the only time I get homemade ice cream. So, and then go around the corner, and then you've got to have your donuts to take home.
That line is so long at 9:30 that everybody wants them for late night.
I mean, I recommend that if you want, go get them early, take them back to your house or whatever the case may be, because that line does get long, and they try the best that they can. But, by 10 till 10, if they've run out because somebody's standing there buying 2 dozen at a time or whatever, you just,
I normally buy 2 dozen maple, but
there you go. That's right.
What it is.
My mother-in-law is in an assisted living in Bloomington. I just got back from taking care of her today, and I said, I'll bring you donuts when the fair opens. And she said, I said, which kind do you want? So she told me what she wanted. So we'll do that. And then next to them, we have the Family Circle First Baptist Church, and they're the ones that have the pizza.
The pizza, that's right.
Yeah. And I'll get into a little bit later. That last Saturday that we have is an iffy day because we needed to keep that last Saturday open because of the Derby.
Right.
But the fair actually ends Friday night for rides, and animals are gone.
Oh, okay.
Auction is on Friday, so therefore We basically on Saturday have no merchant's tent. So it's
So
kind
it
of,
ends Friday night this year.
well, technically, but as a fair board, we had to extend it one more day.
Okay.
And the reason we extend that is because of the Derby. So it's always Friday and Saturday night. So we couldn't end the fair on Friday and then still run cars on Saturday night.
Right.
So therefore, we're in a situation after I finish the rest of the food tent, we at next to the family circle, then we have dilapidated tall nachos. That's my sorority.
Yes.
And we started, but we used to sell corn. And then we went from corn because one year we couldn't get corn. And so we thought, well, what are we going to do? Well, one of our other chapters did tacos. So we started with tacos and burritos. That's all we had. And then we went from there to the whole gamut of everything you could make with those ingredients. So we have a lot to offer there. And then you go around the corner and we have the Morgan County beef and slash Sertoma.
Ribeyes.
Yeah. So we actually have 11 organizations and 10 buildings because they take off one year, Morgan County beef heads it up, and the next year Sertoma heads it up. But then they all work together. And then next to them, we have Morgan County pork producers. And they're the only ones that open early in the morning. So they have breakfast every morning. So they open at 7 a.m.
Yeah, and if you get a chance to go down there and support that the food is fabulous.
It is.
I haven't been for a few years, but the food is amazing. What time they start? 7
a.m.
7 a.m., yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's the only one that hires a manager to actually run everything for that week.
Right.
So Larry does that. And actually Thursday, I'm part of Rotary, and Thursday is Rotary's Day. So I will be cooking.
So you'll be out there.
I will be. I'm out there every day, but I will be there in that particular one that day. And then next to them, we have the Eminence Lions Club.
And they're on the corner there.
Oh, yeah, on the corner. And they have wonderful food. I mean, it's like, going to a cafeteria because
They've got elk burgers and everything like that.
They've got all kinds of things.
Delicious.
And depending on, what the year is, they may have something a little different. And speaking of the food itself, my job, besides just helping them with whatever they need, is I protect their specialties. So no one else is allowed to start selling something that even vaguely resembles
Makes sense.
cheese,
Right.
the toasted cheese sandwiches or the tacos or whatever. And they all abide by that, and they're fine. So everyone has their specialties. They're just
Well, that's how you've kept it the way it is for as long as you have. People like that.
mm-hmm.
People like that it's a known commodity what they're going to get when they go there. They know it's going to be good food.
Right.
They know where to get the subs, the grilled cheese, the pizza, the ice cream, the donuts. Everything's laid out perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's the jewel of the fair because the fair to me is a social event.
It is.
And that's where it happens, right there in the food
And
court.
people can't wait for the food to come. I mean, the
Trust
fair,
me,
the
we've been
fair's
posting
opening.
and talking about it for about 3 months.
Yeah, the fair's opening.
Yeah, so it's the crown jewel of the fair, and I didn't realize other people. I don't venture out much, but other people say they don't have a food court like ours. I'm like, why wouldn't they?
Mm-hmm.
But it's the maintenance of it and how you've maintained it through over time that makes it so great. And same people have been in there for what?
Oh, they've
Have
been
you
in there a
rotated
long
anybody
time.
out? Has it on me honestly?
We had Tri-Kappa, who are doing the grilled cheese.
Mm-hmm.
They were able to get that stand because DeMolay had
So
decided
they're the
that-
relatively new kid on the block.
Yeah, they're 3 years.
Yeah,
Three
but
or four,
everybody else
3 or 4 years in.
been there.
Everyone else has been there. Let's see. I moved to Martinsville in 1972, joined sorority, and we were doing it then.
Yeah, same groups. And there's some amazing folks. Pork Tent's my favorite, and I go in there and talk to them almost every year. And just some of the best. They're all from the county. Everybody that works in all the tents.
Right. Well, you can't beat the 4-H specials.
No.
I mean, that's Randy's steady diet.
Right. That's how I am. I'm like, there's no keto or anything this week. Trust me.
So it's very, very good. And that's why when you talk about people come out for the food, that's why I think we'll be okay that last Saturday.
Yeah.
We only have 2 that are not going to actually open, and that's the MSD of Martinsville and pork producers will not be open that last Saturday.
Breaking my heart.
I'm so sorry.
The taco stand will be open.
Eat extra on Friday.
Right.
But taco stand, my sorority's taco stand will be open. And that's the other thing. I told them, I said, okay, now all bets are off as far as the contract you sign for that last Saturday. I said, you tell me when you would like to be open.
Right.
And we will honor that. So the donut stand is going to stop frying around 7 p.m. on that Saturday, and they're going to close at 8.
Okay.
So they're going to open at 8 in the morning, though, and they'll stay open
until 8 at night. 12-hour shift there.
But now they're the only ones that have a little different schedule. So when the fair opens, that first weekend, that Friday, they're going to open at 10 a.m. and stay open till 10. So that's more hours.
Yeah.
And then Saturday and Sunday, they're going to open at 8 a.m. and they'll stay open until 10 o'clock at night. Then Monday through Friday, they will be the typical 4 to 10.
Okay.
So I try to get that out there, and they also go ahead and put that on their building so that, people won't be upset that, well, when are you going to get my donuts?
Right.
And then the taco stand is going to be open that last Saturday. And some of this will just, when the crowd wanes, then they'll start cleaning up. And TriCap is going to be open. Morgantown Fire Department's be open. Eminence will be open. Beef Sertoma will be open. Lemonade and pizza is going to be open 4 to 10 that night.
I made it a habit starting last year. I would once an evening with the iPad and go live. And some of them hate me for it, but just promoting them and talk, we're going to do that again this year. We have fun with it. A lot of people have fun with it. There's a few that are like, no, not on camera. Because, some are hot and sweaty, and I get it. Mm-hmm. But they need to understand we appreciate what they're doing and that we're trying to get more folks to come out and enjoy the fair food. Are you involved at all in the pie eating contest?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, let's see that. I got to throw this plug out there real quick because that's that Saturday.
Terry is, but I'm not.
Yeah, he's trying to get us. But I have a contest going with Chloe, the princess, that she can eat a whole pie from Gray's. Gray's is donating a pie, 2 pies, and we may try to bump it up earlier in the week because we're trying to raise money for the queen and the princess and the court there. So give them cash to go spend food courts all week because that's a busy week for them, and they're there all day long. Every day.
Are. Our oldest daughter was fair queen.
I think I remember that.
And that was way back in 1988. She killed me for that.
I was saying, we're not going to say that on air, right? So.
But no, she would run home and I think take a couple showers a day or whatever and get back out there on the fairgrounds. And, they work hard.
Oh, yeah.
And it's nice now. We have the court along with them, instead of just the first runner-up. So that's very nice to see them all out there.
They, both of the gals, the queen and the princess, they're all 4-H kids anyway, but they love the food court, and they were already looking forward to the tacos and ribeyes and everything.
Right.
What's the number one seller? Can you divulge that to us? Or most popular, I should say. Probably the tacos.
Actually, they're all good, and I eat at all of them.
Same with me.
But I think from some of the others, I will hear a little bit about the tacos because it's easy to grab and whatever.
It's a quicker grab, bill, and go. Yeah,
and they can take it and go back to the rides or whatever they're doing. And
here's my thought on, and we'll be out there all week in the evenings. You can always tell every tent, every food building, the line is almost exactly the same every one of them.
Is.
You know what I mean? And that's not by accident. That's telling me that you're going there to eat. You don't care where you eat because I'm going to get in one of these lines to get me fair food.
Right.
And that means it's all good. And that's the amazing thing of it.
And they, like you said, they all have lines. And they're actually, we haven't done this for a little bit, but I did ask them to do it not too many years ago. The amount of money, and I think this is something that's important for our county, the amount of money that goes back into this county and to this town.
Yep.
Because it is a Morgan County fair. It's not a Martinsville fair. It's the whole county. And back when I used to do the Queen contest. That's why I closed it, so that we could be in the building and you couldn't go home to get ready. You had to stay there and get ready,
Sure.
because I thought, we're not going to get, the Mooresville, the Eminence, the, Monroe, we're not going to get all that if we don't put everyone on the same playing field.
Right.
And so we tried to do that, and it worked. I mean, we've had queens from all over now, and it's absolutely wonderful. And of course, the contest was even in Mooresville this year. But we have a situation where the kids do a great job. They help even at the food stands when they can. 4-H does. They have their 4-H junior leaders, and I don't take care of their food stands. But they have 2 food stands that are down at the grandstand.
Yeah.
So they're, participating that way. But I don't know. It's just, I can't say enough about the community and the money that has gone back into the community based on the food.
Seth says royalty in the house tonight. Seth Ringer, royalty in the
Oh. Thank you, Seth. You're a sweet guy. But I mean, several years ago, it was over 80,000 that went back into the community from these organizations.
Yeah.
And it's in the 6 figures now.
That's
and
crazy.
I mean, to have that much money go back into the, why not come out and support all of these 10 food buildings?
I see it all the time because we run the pages, but every week you get someone complaining there's nothing to do, nowhere to go, nowhere to eat. I get that. But we've never been Greenwood. We're never going to be Bloomington. We're never going to be Indianapolis.
No.
We're Martinsville. We're a small community, a bedroom community at that. They're growing a little quicker than what some imagine because of the interstate, and it's going to pick up. We like our small town feel.
We do. We like the peacefulness.
We're going to hold on to that, even with the interstate come through, no matter how many subdivisions they build out the other side of the community.
Right.
But this is part of it. You go out and you support. This may not be your neighbor, but I guarantee that's a neighbor from somebody in this county that's running the pork, the beef, the Eminence, whatever booth's there. And you're supporting our community by going there and hanging out. And like I said, it's a social event. It always has been, and it's amazing.
And people can't wait to come out.
No, they
cannot.
And
just sit and socialize.
You get a 75, 76 degree night out there. It was like 2-3 years ago, right before COVID. And I think they opened up a night early. The food tents did. Nothing else was going on. That place was packed.
It was.
Couldn't even move. Because it was a cool summer night. And I was like, this is incredible. And it's just a great time of year. And there's no better way than to go enjoy the fair food at the fair. And I don't know. You can't complain about it.
Well,
everything is delicious, and it's ran properly. And kudos to you and all the fair board members that have put the time in over the years to get it to where you're at now.
Well, thank you.
And I'm sure other fairs are envious of what we have because I've got family that goes to Cloverdale and Columbus and all over, and they're like, no, not like our food. You're missing out. You need to come here.
Yeah, it's like I say, I like it, and as I told you before we started. I'm a city girl.
I know. I wanted to get into that. I was trying to work my way there. Now, 30, how many years ago?
Was a city girl.
Did you imagine? First, you'll have to get into that story, but could you imagine where you're at now? You ever think it would last that long?
No, not really. Yeah. I just, like I said, we moved here in 1972 and loved it and made it our home. And we've lived here now more than anywhere else. After my husband graduated from Purdue, we moved down, and it was just a situation where he grew up in a farm, and I loved it. I mean, I rode horses out of his house and so on and so forth. And
heavy rain.
And like I said, I was a city girl that got to go to the county fair maybe once in that week or twice. So yeah, I'm very pleased to be there. I clocked it one time just to see how many hours I spent there.
I couldn't imagine.
And it was over 100.
I couldn't imagine.
But it's great. I love it.
You guys have been, you and your family, you and your husband, have been mainstays in this community for a very, very long time, whether it be through the fair or IGA or whatever. and you guys are tied in. So thank you for what you guys have done for the community, because
Well, thank you.
you're still at it, and you're still knee deep in it over at the fairgrounds. That's amazing.
Well, thank you.
Shout out to. Oh yeah, I've had those guys on a couple times. The 4-H kids in here, and just can't say enough positive things about them.
Because we helped the 4-H out. Randy and I went ahead. We let them use our pop-up tent.
Yeah.
And different things like that, and helped them with some of the stuff that they were doing in there.
Yeah.
And so it's just great to see those kids. I mean, they're good kids.
Oh yeah,
Great kids.
every one of them. They have a ball out there, and hopefully we won't have anything like what's going on outside right now. This
Oh, I know.
What's rain to move out?
All I've done is look at the weather.
That's what we've been doing for the last few weeks, and
Yes.
hopefully it's decent temperatures and no rain. If it's going to rain during the morning or at midday, and then in the evenings, let us go on with our fair.
Right.
So, is this the permanent slot for the fair from now on? This time of year?
It's pretty close. Within a day or two of our time frame, I don't have it with me, but
Sure.
We do have our dates for the next 2 years,
Oh, good.
and they're all this time frame.
Is it still Poor Jack?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And they're still the same ones coming in.
Mm-hmm.
That's a win-win situation.
That was very important to us. We've lost a lot of carnivals in the state of Indiana.
Yes, we have.
And so we are very pleased to stay with Poor Jack and Gary Bolander and his family. He's the son, one of the, Jack, the one that started it, and he's deceased now. But just if you have a second, just as a aside for that. They got their name because his dad decided to start this carnival. And he came home one time after he got it going, and he had bought a new car because he could finally get a new car. And his neighbor said, "Oh, poor Jack." He said, "I think that's what I'll name my carnival."
Well, there you go. And it worked out.
And he did, and it worked out.
Are they from Indiana originally?
Yes, they are in
amazing.
Indiana. They're a little bit further north. And after all this is over, then they work on their equipment and so forth, in their warehouses, and of course, some of them take some time off.
Sure.
Much needed time off after the.
It's a long summer for a lot of them.
It's a long summer and stretches into the fall, and but some of the other family members, they actually have some of their food trucks and so forth and different things. But it's just great to see the family when they come. And so, yeah, his mother has passed away now too. But I remember I baked her some brownies and took them down to her camper. It was actually this summer before she passed away. And you find a good carnival that is bent on not only providing decent and good rides, but making sure they're safe.
Right.
And Gary does that.
It's a fun time of year. I look forward to it, and like I said, it's a little shocking now. We just got out of the 4th, and boom, we're hitting the fair right now. So we'll have to take some time to get used to that. But after a couple pork sandwiches, I'll be fine with it.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, as a fair board, we're getting used to it. But this will be the first time on the fair board that we'll have a meeting in August, because we never met in August because it was right after the fair started.
Right.
It was September, but no, we'll meet in August. And
One thing I do want to mention before we get up here is that you do have a concert this year, the Christian benefit concert on the 13th at 6 p.m. It's Chris Tomlin, Megan Duke, Downpour, and Natalie Lane. And still tickets on sale for WCBK.com if you want to go on there. I think this is marvelous.
Yes.
It felt weird not having a concert during the fair with the... Hello, Audrey. During the fair, there was always been a concert, it seemed like. And with COVID and everything else, we didn't have one. We had the pre-fair concert. So Rob bringing that back with the Morgan County Fairgrounds, I think that's awesome.
I'm very happy that Rob was able to do that, and we're going to have that concert, a concert on Thursday night. Yeah. And it's important to fill those grandstands,
Yes, we're pushing the tickets. Lots of tickets on sale still. So get out there and get them. You can't beat that. And that Chris Tomlin's amazing. I don't know if you've ever heard him sing, but he is just delightful to hear. So.
I have not, but as soon as my shift is over at Pork Producers,
You're heading over there.
because I already had to rearrange some schedules because we have some of our Rotarians are going, and
Right.
I said, okay, well you can work this shift then and whatever.
Right.
So anyway, we're going to make it happen. So.
Well, is there anything else you need to cover or not covered, or?
Well,
like
I can't
to
think
talk
of
about?
anything because I just, I don't know who all, has covered whatever. But the only thing I could say as a, I've been asked personally many times, just because they know I'm on the fair board, wouldn't you like to have your fair, don't you need more room? And I said, no,
yeah.
we don't. Now, more parking would be nice,
Right.
maybe.
Right.
But, and I'm saying this because I grew up in Monroe County.
Yeah.
And it's out on the west side.
Over by the airport, isn't it?
Over by the airport. Yeah. And I know we would not have these 10 food buildings if we were out in the sticks somewhere. Nope. We're so close that people can come for breakfast. They can come for lunch.
Ready for that lemon pie. They're wanting to hit me already.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Veronica works for Gray Brothers, and she's the one that she's the one that got a hold of me for donating the pie.
I was wondering if you got to pick which one you want.
She asked me. The strawberry pie is for Chloe, and it's going to be fully loaded with the whipped topping. And then I said, just give me just a lemon pie with a lot of whipped cream on it, and because I don't want to get hit in the face by a $20
Well,
pie.
then when you get hit in the face, just hold on to it so maybe you could save some of it, to eat, and it doesn't go on the ground.
No, there'll be people there who probably won't eat it.
Don't have it go on the ground. But no, it's great for the people from the hospital. I mean, everyone just comes over.
The location
Breakfast,
is amazing.
Lunch. It is.
It always has been.
Mm-hmm.
And moving it would not do well. I have a feeling
it would be very expensive to move.
Yeah.
We've put a lot into that. We just actually, the entire floor has been paved of the beef barn. That's all cemented now.
Yes, and the concert that we just had, Cedar Creek was in there.
And they used that in there.
That was perfect setup.
Mm-hmm.
And the ground, like I said, it was all poured and it was level and everything was nice and smooth, and it was a place to go and get out of the sun if you wanted to get a drink, and that was a great setup. And that like I said, that barn looks amazing.
You could use that as a venue for a reception.
Yes, you could. I've used some of those facilities for different things for 80s nights and some goofy stuff. So
well, a lot of people think that we just use the fairgrounds,
once a year.
No,
there's a lot of stuff.
But no, that's a business that's run, 365 days a year.
You just had Rally in the Valley there, and isn't Artie Fest, is it over there again this year?
Artie Fest is not over there this year.
Okay, it's probably going to be back downtown. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I think they'll get everything done, and I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that the road gets paved right out in front of the 4-H building in time.
I think they're going to be working on that tomorrow.
I'm hoping that we don't have the expected rain tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because it is looking like that, and with what I'm hearing outside right now. But yeah, they're doing a great job trying to get everything paved and looking nice, and so if we can just get all that done, and that would be great.
Well, Friday night, when the doors officially open, 6 p.m.
Well, actually,
I know there's stuff been going on all week already.
Yeah, my food people have to be open by 11 a.m. on Friday.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I need to take Friday off.
So Pork Producers will open up earlier.
So you can have fair food at 11 a.m. Friday morning.
Or you can have breakfast earlier than that. You go to Pork Producers.
True. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true. 7 o'clock in the morning. Yeah,
Karen will have that all up and running, and everyone that's working that one needs to be there. Told my people you need to be there by 6:30. So
outstanding.
Get ready to start cooking.
Well, Patty, thank you for all you do, you and your family.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate what you've done for the community. Lots of years of service at the Morgan County Fair, and it's like I said, it's hard to beat that place, and it keeps getting better, even with things going on in the economy that you cannot control. I have a feeling this year is going to be outstanding. I think things are going to bounce back, and
I think so. I mean, we made it through COVID.
Yes,
there's
a lot that did not.
Yeah, a lot that did not. And I said, all I ask for, and of course I'm I deal with food anyway, or I did. We're retired. But I said, okay, just tell me what we need to do. You
Right.
know, do I need wrapped silverware? Do I need this? Do
Right.
I need that? You know, for our first time back.
Right.
And so we just followed all the instructions that the health department gave us and made it work that first time.
You
So
did. And it worked out well.
It worked out well. So, you know, everyone came and ate.
Right. Well, we will be out there. We've got a spot in the merchant's tent, and or same
Great.
spot as last year. We'll be out there all week.
Okay.
And I'll be bugging people with the camera, and I'm sure I'll hit every one of those.
I'm sure you will.
Patty, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Please go out and support these local folks that will be out there all week, all day, 24/7 at the fair. The 4-H kids, the board members, the people in the food courts. Get out there and support them. Stop by and see us. We'll be in the merchant's tent, and I'll be out and about with the iPad, making people uncomfortable. That's what I'm good with. So, love you guys. We will see you soon.